Hello students, standard 6th. The chapter number 11, algebra, that we are busy with. Now in algebra we learn about how to find the rule to make the matchstick pattern of different alphabetic letters. Also we introduced the use of variable. We know that variable is a number which can take different values. Means its value can vary, it is not fixed value. Now in the exercise 11.1, the last question, in which a matchstick pattern to make squares is given. But the problem is that all the squares are joined. They are not separate. It means that here the one matchstick in the middle, here two matchsticks, here one matchstick, means in two consecutive squares, neighboring squares, they have one matchstick in common. Here also, between those two, one matchstick is common, here also one matchstick is common. And therefore, we need 4 matchsticks to make one square, but not 8 matchsticks to make 2 squares. You can see that to make 2 squares, we need only 7. Similarly, for 3, it should be 4 3s are 12, but we need only 10 matchsticks. Similarly, for 4 4s are 16 should be, but because of this joined squares, there are some of the matchsticks common for both the squares. So you cannot write down the rule like 4n, where n is the number of matchsticks required to make square. So here we should get some another idea such that we can find the proper rule. Because as we saw in the case of the pattern of C, pattern of L, pattern of F, they didn't have any common matchsticks. Because in the letter C, you can see that one C, the other was like that. They were attached, but none of them were common. But now here, you can see that the one of the matchstick is common. Similarly, to make L also, 2, 4, so every L was looking for 2 matchsticks. Here, the different is there. So now, we have to use our mind. Look in all the pattern, if you take out the last matchstick, imagine that last matchstick is removed. So now what is the pattern here? Pattern to make C, 1C, 2C, 3C. It means that first of all we have to write down the matchstick pattern rule for making the C. You know that to make a C, letter C, we need 3 matchsticks. To make 2 C, we need 6 matchsticks, and so on. It means that here we have to use the mind, that we have to write down the rule of matchstick pattern C, and then you just have to add 1, because in each of them you can see that only 1 matchstick at the end we have to add. Then they will become the joined squares, and you can carry on with the same pattern. So now remember, what was the rule for the matchstick pattern of making C? We know that to make one C, the 3 matchsticks are required. It means that what was the general rule? Number of matchsticks required is equal to 3 times matchsticks. 3 matchsticks are required. 3 times the number of C required. So now if you take n for the number of C formed, then what is the rule? The rule is 3n. 3 multiplied by n, or you can write down as 3n. So now to make the squares, only one more matchstick is required. So you can add 1 in this 3n. You can add 1 in this 3n. So the rule for making square is number of matchstick required is equal to 3n plus 1. Because only one more matchstick is required. So it can convert the pattern to make C from the square. I mean from square to C. So to make a square we need only one more matchstick than the C. So C's pattern was 3n. So here one more means the number of matchstick required is equal to 3n plus 1. Now you can clarify also by taking n is equal to 1. If you put n is equal to 1, means for one square, the matchstick required is 3 ones are 3 plus 1, 4. You can see that there are 4 matchsticks required. For 2 squares, 3 twos are 6 plus 1, 7. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matchsticks are required. Similarly for the 3, n is equal to 3, means 3 squares. 3 3s are 9, 9 plus 1, 10. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And for the 4 you will see that 3 4s are 12 plus 1, 13 and so on. So here the only thing is to remember, you have to get an idea that you just remove one last matchstick and you get the pattern C. And then by adding one only in the rule for the C, you will get the rule to make the squares like this. Similarly, for the second, there are triangles. There are triangles which are joined together. You know that to make one triangle, 3 matchsticks are required. But now these triangles are joined and in them also one matchstick is common. The pattern is like that. There is the one triangle, and here to make another triangle, the one matchstick is common. To make the third triangle also you can see that one matchsticks are common. Here also you have to use the same idea. Just take out one. Just take out one. Then you can see that there is V. To make V. So now I gave you a hint. On that hint you can do the second one, B, for your homework, and it is very very easy like this. Now we saw the use of variables in making the rule for different matchstick pattern, and we get the rule using the different variables to form the different matchstick pattern. Now we are going to go ahead and learn the use of variables in common rules. First of all, we will learn about it, use of variable in geometry. Rules from geometry. We are familiar with the geometrical figures like squares and rectangles and triangles, etc. We also know how to find the perimeter of that any polygon. Polygon means a simple closed curve made from the line segments only. So triangles, quadrilaterals, rectangles, squares, pentagon, hexagon, etc. are known as polygon. Now, the perimeter, you are familiar with the word perimeter. Perimeter is the measurement of the boundary of any closed figure. It means that we have to start from the one point and go around the boundary, make one complete turn to come back at that place. You learn about it in mensuration. So that is called a perimeter. So now for some special figures, special polygons, we can find the rules or the formulas, general formulas in geometry by using the letters as variables. First of all, let us talk about a square. We know that a square is a polygon having 4 line segments, 4 sides, and the length of all the 4 sides are equal. We know about it that each side have the equal length. Now what is the perimeter of the square? Perimeter of square is side plus side plus side plus side. Means 4 times side. So here also we can introduce a variable. Suppose we denote the length of the side by a variable L. So now what is the perimeter? Side plus side plus side plus side means L plus L plus L plus L. How many times? 4 times. So what will be the perimeter of a square when the length is denoted by L? It will be 4 times L, or you can write down 4L also. You can write down like 4L also. If we take another variable P for the perimeter, then we get a relation between the perimeter and side of the square, length of the side of the square, and that relation is P equals 4L. For the square, we get a formula or a rule that gives us idea to find the perimeter of the square. So here the perimeter of the square can be written by the formula P equals 4L. Here L denotes the length of the side of the square. So if the length is 5 centimeter, then you put L is equal to 5, you will get 4 5s are 20. If the length is 10 centimeter, 4 10s are 40. So L can take a different value according to the size of the square. And according to that, we can get the perimeter of any type of square. Only the requirement is the length should be given. So that formula will make our task very easy. We just have to remember the formula that perimeter P is equal to 4L for the square. Similarly, let us understand for the rectangle also. You know that a rectangle has also 4 sides, and the 2 pairs of opposite sides are of the same length. Here A, B, C, D is a rectangle in which the length of AB and CD are equal. Similarly, length of AD and BC are also equal. So here also, if we want to find the perimeter of the rectangle ABCD will be the add all the sides means AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. Now as I told you that the size of AB and CD are equal, which is the length of the rectangle. So now for the length of the rectangle, if we use the variable L, so we will use the variable L, that is the length of the rectangle. Similarly for the other two sides, AD and BC also have the same measure. And for that we can introduce another variable, say B, that is the breadth of the rectangle. Now we know that the perimeter is equal to, as I told you, AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. So now in place of AB and CD we can introduce L, and for other two we introduce B. So what will be the formula? Relation perimeter of a rectangle is equal to L plus B plus L plus B. It means both length and breadth comes 2 times. So we get the common 2 and we can write down L plus B. Or you can write down like that also, 2L plus 2B. But that will be better. So 2 into bracket L plus B, that is our general formula to find the perimeter. So here also, if we take P as the perimeter variable, so we get the formula or the rule to find the perimeter of a rectangle, that is P equals 2 into bracket L plus B, mean 2 times length plus breadth. So by using the variable, our task is very clear, very simple and quickly. So here similarly we can use for the other also, like for the areas and for the other things also, surface area, for the plane figures and so on. For the circle also we get circle of area of circle, perimeter of circle. We know the formulas, like area of the circle is pi r square, perimeter means circumference of circle is 2 pi multiplied by r, where r is the variable that we use for the radius of the circle. Similarly for the 3D shapes also, when you go in detail in higher standards, you will have to learn some formulas which are using these variables. So algebra is used in the geometry also. Similarly, it will be used in the some arithmetical problems also, about which we will understand in the next video. So I hope you have a clear picture that how can we use variables to find the perimeter, to find the area, because area, you know that area of the square is length multiplied by a length, so you can use L multiplied by L or L square. Similarly, area of the rectangle is length multiplied by breadth. We took L for length, we took B for breadth, so area you can denote it by A, so A is equal to L multiplied by B. So for any formula you can use the variables, and so your task is very simple and easily can be done. So here we are going to finish the session, will be followed by PDF, and if any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.